Well, yes, we revised or renewed our new program in 2024. We were thinking through so many aspects that are very important for us to actually apply and change. Landscape architecture is a very practice field that comes always new topics and new concerns within the field. And that was very important for us to understand that needs to be applied in the education and in the study as well. So one of the main reason or advantage, let's say, for this field is like we applied or added so many subjects that are very important. And when students get graduate, they can actually enter to the market with that knowledge. And of course, we were thinking at the same time about what are the practices that can be added in the program that students can take advantage of it and feel more prepared for the decade of landscape architecture field, the time that they enter to the market. That was very important for us. Of course, there are some other advantages, like this program is based on block teaching method, which is in Scandinavian countries you can already see. And this advantage actually let the students to be more focused on one topic at the time, concentrating on assignment, and also getting the knowledge better because they dive into it will be so compact and intensive. Plus, this is approaching also distance learner, which they can connect to this program anywhere from Estonia. If you are living in Tallinn, if you are in more South Estonia, you can easily connect because that will be complemented by also recorded material and all a platform that they have access easily to get to read, to watch, and also contribute in the class according to the assignment that they get. So these were like the main aspect that I would say we were like mostly focusing, not really talking about the subject right now, but more the practical part of new program. And of course, we continue with micro degrees, we continued with these continue professional development courses because we want to also involve our practitioners, the ones who want to actually expand their knowledge, they want to get their qualification done, and this is the opportunity for them, which will they benefit from a new program as well. And also it was very important to get recognition and certificate. We had to consider this program needs to meet 50% of courses studio-based. So we expand the practical studio-based part of the program by considering how it can be actually divided in different courses.
Koostöö praktiseerivate maastikuarhitektidega ja kohalike omavalitsuse inimestega on hästi oluline, sest sealt tuleb selline sisend lisaks teoreetilisele või akadeemilisele taustale, et mis on parasjagu oluline ja aktuaalne erialapildis. Ja ma näen seal ka seost nagu vastupidi, et ma arvan, et see on ka põhjus, miks praktikud ja ametnikud on huvitatud sellisest osalemisest õppetöös, on ka see, et nemad sealt midagi saavad. Kas või juba see, et tudengid on inspireerivad inimesed, sa saad korraga mitte üks või kaks ideed, vaid kui sul on klassis 20 inimest, siis igalt ühelt tuleb midagi väga huvitavat. Nii et ma näen, et see koostöö või seos on väga vajalik ja kahepoolne, mõlemad saavad kasu, kõik tegelikult. Maastiku kujunduse ehitusprojekt magistris, kus meil oli reaalne projektala Tallinnas, Mustamäel. Toimus koostöö ühe bürooga Verte. Mis seal projektis erines või lisaväärtus oli tudengitele oli see, et tegu oli reaalse ehitusse mineva objektiga ja lisaks sellisele akadeemilisele ülesandele, et konstrueeri midagi või lahenda mingi probleem ära, tuli sinna juurde tausta väga palju kohalikelt elanikelt, ehk siis büroo tegeles parasjagu ka siis selle elanike kaasamisega, tegu oli kortermajade ümbruse kujundusega, see tähendas seda, et vaja oli töötada mitme korteriühistuga ja kõik need soovid ja ootused, mis sellest tulid, andsid nagu väga huvitava sisendi lisaks nagu tavapärasele akadeemilisele probleemi püstitusele, et lahenda ära kujundus ja mõtle sademevee kogumisele, immutamisele, püüa lahendada ökoloogilisi probleeme, püüa pakkuda erinevaid kasutusvõimalusi.
In the example, I would like to talk about our living labs. And living labs are part of sometimes research/teaching projects which are connected to Erasmus projects. So in this case, some of our students are working together, sometimes for a week or sometimes over a whole semester, with students abroad from other Erasmus-connected universities with other partners. We have groups of students with different contexts who work together. And they work together very dense.
Our international collaboration is one of our biggest strengths, actually, not only having a lot of partners and getting a lot of exchange students, that they are very happy to study with us because of our teaching method, because of our courses and subjects, and also staff and students that they can mix in, and of course the landscape that they can learn in this country, which is very impressive for them. But also our international collaboration is for running new courses, for doing, for example, a blended intensive program, BOVA, which is focusing on Baltic Nordic regions and collaboration within these universities and institutes. I think these are kind of let's say, the bigger picture of us. And of course, being the part of European landscape architecture schools, or also active and getting the recognition of International Federation of Landscape Architecture. These are all very big pictures and very big points for our department. And when it comes to Estonia, our collaboration with other institutes, within university and beyond this university, EMU University, and also municipalities or practitioners or Estonian Union of Landscape Architecture, EMAL. We have good communication through some of our valuable staff with practitioners that we do every semester, Practitioners Day. We invite practitioners to come to get connected with our students, and that allow them to explore internship positions, job positions, and also learn what are the new practices in this field in Estonia and how they can actually create the network and contact. But very essential for this program. As it comes to the master, is more specialized and it gets more specific towards like design and also some theory that is complementing, or go to more legislation and planning, which I will start from the bachelor, of course, saying like, of course, the themes are focusing on general subjects like soil science, like forestry, like environmental science, or that actually can give the basic of understanding these all layers matters in landscape architecture. And when it comes to their design courses, they have several different design courses in bachelor, working on studios, which fill the big proportion of the courses. Meaning like when they get this foundation knowledge in environmental science, when it comes to their design, from a smaller scale design to urban landscape design, and also understanding of smaller scale construction and planning, which led them to use that basic knowledge in general courses, which are offered by external department, but it will expand and help them to boost their knowledge technically, not understanding only design aspect, but also construction aspect, which is getting more complemented by some technical tools that they learn separately or in the courses. So in general, in bachelor and master, I need to emphasize that all these small technical skills and also basic knowledge are kind of embedded in the new program inside of many courses from bachelor towards master. And these are going to be separated, complemented through workshop, and also inside of the courses repeatedly used just to keep students to remember what are the tools and basic knowledge that they always have to consider in bachelor. When it comes to the master, of course, the scales will be bigger. They need to more focus on bigger scales from rural come to urban. So we want to cover always in landscape, as it is a container of many interdisciplinary. So they need to consider that we need to focus on also rural landscape, urban landscape, and then it becomes more individual design courses. But they come to the point that they need to use this knowledge that they got to developing design of the site that actually kind of challenging them to understand what is the solution for that specific project. They will get some theory in master, understanding the contemporary landscape, the history, the heritage, and these are all complementing when it comes towards their individual design as their final project, or research as their final project, which help them to understand what direction in landscape architecture they want to go, how they want to actually specialize, and this is one of our goal in master study.
Praegu on käimas meil üks uurimisprojekt nimega Climate Quilts ja selle raames püütakse Eesti testalal Viimsis rakendada loodussõbraliku maastiku kujunduse põhimõtteid, kus on ka kohalik elanikkond kaasatud, et arvestatakse nii elurikkuse kui ka kohalike elanike huve. Ja selle teadusprojekti sisendi annavad teise kursuse bakalaureuse tudengid oma õppeaines, mis on seotud haljasalade kujundamisega. Nad töötavad välja erinevaid kujunduslahendusi ja siis neid on praegu juba siis 2 korral tutvustatud Viimsi vallale. Et see on hea näide, kus teadusprojekt on tegelikult põimitud ka tavapärasesse õppesse.
One thing is we are all over the place. So we are somewhere intertwined between social sciences, humanities, life sciences, engineering, and so on. And we're working on very different scales also. That means like we are already a very holistic discipline. Landscape architecture is dealing with landscape, and landscape is open-ended. So because of that, it is a bit like real life in a nutshell, what we do. I mean, we talk about something that is open-ended, society-wise, plants-wise, local climate-wise, anything that is under the condition of time, that is under the condition of development, but as well as also decay. And it's something for me, very fascinating for the students to understand this. For instance, when I'm teaching in a theory course, landscape theory, and usually one of the first things that I do is I'm bringing students out to a place that is completely in decay, but that was once memorized as being something that is very progressive. So, and I think in this way, it's quite important that this is actually a big reflection on real life. And I think that this is why landscape architecture why it's so important for us. Actually, without cooperating with the real world, it would be quite boring, because we're not doing laboratory works. We're not necessarily only philosophers. We are connecting things with each other. It's a bit like when you're in the kitchen, when you're cooking, you're connecting a lot of things with each other. You're not only connecting spices and food with each other, you're also connecting the right timing with each other and designing something for a certain occasion and so on. Yeah.
Maastikuarhitektid peaksid olema ka osa nendest lahenduste pakkujatest, kes ruumikasutust kavandavad nii, et see on mugav ja hea inimestele, aga ka meie pikaajalisele jätkusuutlikkusele toetav.
We understand, especially the ones who are from other countries, we understand that Estonia is a very interesting context. Estonia is a small country. It's a country where a nation, where culture, and where locality are falling into one layer. So it can happen that in Estonia you know somebody who's really like the president or the minister or whatever, but who's also your neighbor. And it has a history, at least when it comes to the Estonians, that is very particular. That is all about finding identity, but it's also about losing identity, and it's also about understanding that everything you have achieved can be gone tomorrow, also because of the geographical location. There's these students' days, and sometimes then all these students' are coming together, like here in Laululava, coming together, and then they're singing the national anthem, and there's these, and they're holding torches or whatever, and it's something that in bigger countries you would never have, because, like for a German, also because of our troubled history, we have this kind of idea like, okay, here's the good locality, and then there's something that is up there, this kind of hegemonical system. But for me, it's in Estonia, these things are more or less coming together. So the difference between somebody who's really extremely famous and somebody who's not very famous is not so big as it is in bigger countries. And because of that, it's very interesting to work on this as a landscape architect.
Ma arvan, et üks hästi oluline osa sellest õppeprotsessist on ka tudengi elu väljaspool nii-öelda kooli seinu. Et see vaim, mis siin Tartu linnas on ka väga oluline osa sellest, mida sa pärast oma erialases tegevuses ja elus üldiselt saad meenutada, sest need elu parimad aastad siin Tartu linnas on kindlasti vahvam kui lihtsalt mingisuguses majas koolis käimine.